Vamos a practicar nuestro inglés con una historia. Mira y escucha atentamente cada una de las palabras para que puedas interiorizar el idioma en poco tiempo.
Imagine a world where everything seems to be upside down. In this place, known as the Valley of Echoes, there is an ancient myth about a powerful object, the enchanted mirror. They say that this mirror does not show a simple reflection, but the deepest secret of whoever dares to look into it. The beginning of the mystery. One day, you, a young adventurer with an insatiable curiosity, arrived at the valley. You had heard about the enchanted mirror and the enigma that always accompanies it, the hellhound. This dog is a guardian, a dark being with flaming eyes, who protects the mirror from those who are not ready to face the truth. It is said that this dog does not bark, but rather whispers the most feared truths into the ears of those who get too close. The encounter with the hellhound. Bravely, you decided to search for the mirror. You walked along paths covered in mist, passing by trees whose leaves whispered secrets in a forgotten language. Finally, you came to a cave hidden in the shadows. There he was, the hellhound. He wasn't big, but his presence was imposing. His eyes, like two glowing embers, stared at you. You felt a chill run down your spine. The dog didn't move. He simply stared at you, as if he could see every corner of your soul. And then, you heard him. It wasn't a bark, but a soft murmur, "Are you ready to see the truth?" There was no time to hesitate. You knew that the truth could be both a blessing and a curse. The enchanted mirror. You approached the mirror. It was ancient, with a golden frame covered in strange symbols. With each step, you felt the weight of the moment. As you looked in the mirror, you saw not your reflection, but a figure shrouded in shadow. It was your own self, but distorted. The figure began to speak, revealing your deepest fears and your most hidden desires. The mirror showed you a path you had never considered, one filled with challenges but also opportunities. It revealed to you that deep within you, there was a flame that you had not allowed to fully shine. It was a harsh truth, but a liberating one. The mirror did not lie, it showed what you were and what you could be. The hidden moral. As you stepped away from the mirror, you realized something important. The truth is not always easy to accept, but it is essential to growth. The hellhound was not a simple guardian, it was a symbol of the part of you that is afraid to face reality. But by daring to look into the mirror, you showed courage. The dog vanished into the mist, and the cave closed behind you. Now, you were the bearer of knowledge that few possess. Life would go on, and with it, your challenges. But something had changed. You had seen the truth in the enchanted mirror, and that had given you a new perspective. You knew that, from now on, you would not be the same. A new beginning. Days, weeks, and then months passed. The experience in the Valley of Echoes left its mark on you, but it also filled you with curiosity. You still wondered if what you saw in the enchanted mirror was really all it had to show you. A subtle longing grew in you, a desire to face the mysterious object and the hellhound again. So, one day you decided to return to the valley. Returning to the Valley of Echoes. The Valley of Echoes was still as mysterious as ever. The fog seemed even thicker, and the whispers of the trees more disturbing. Each step brought you closer to the cave, and with each step you felt the air grow heavier. Upon arriving, you encountered the hellhound again. This time, his eyes did not seem as menacing, rather, there was a glint of recognition in them, as if he were waiting for you. Without a word, the dog stepped aside, leaving you a clear path to the mirror. You felt a mix of nervousness and excitement. This time, the reflection that would appear would be different, because you were no longer the same. A different reflection. Looking into the enchanted mirror, you saw something surprising. It was no longer just a distorted figure. Now, before you, a scene was presented, a vast landscape that stretched beyond the horizon. You could see tall mountains, rivers flowing with force, and a sky full of bright stars. And in the middle of that landscape, a golden door, bright and majestic, that seemed to invite you to cross. The dog approached, whispering again, "The truth has many forms. What you see now is just another path. Will you dare to cross the golden door?" Without thinking too much, you reached out your hand towards the mirror. The moment you touched the surface, everything around you changed. Suddenly, you were no longer in the cave, you found yourself in the landscape you had seen. The air was fresh, the sky clear, and the golden door was right in front of you. It was imposing and welcoming at the same time. As you walked through the door, you felt enveloped in a warm light. It was as if every part of you was being examined and renewed. On the other side, you found yourself in a room full of mirrors, each reflecting different versions of you. Some were versions of the past, others of the future, and some showed what you could be if you made certain choices. The revelation. You understood that each mirror represented a path, a possibility. You could see your triumphs and failures, your fears and hopes. But most of all, you could see that, in the end, it all depended on your choices. The enchanted mirror had brought you to this place to show you that truth is not fixed, it changes with every decision you make. The eternity of the mirror. With each mirror you passed, a new story was revealed. You could spend an eternity exploring each possibility, each alternative life. And you understood that the true power of the enchanted mirror was not to reveal a single truth, but all the possible truths you could live. The mirror was a reflection of the soul, always changing, always growing. A new encounter. After exploring the mirrors and discovering all those possible versions of yourself, you felt renewed but also confused. The hall of mirrors had shown you many sides of yourself, but it had given you no definitive answers. You stepped out of the golden door, feeling like you had gone through a test of self-knowledge. The valley welcomed you again, now with a palpable sense of expectation in the air. The hellhound appeared once more. His eyes burned with a new intensity, as if they were searching for something in you. He made no sound, but his presence was a question in itself. It was clear that there was a new challenge, something you needed to face. The decision for a new journey. A message floated in the air, like a whisper reaching your ears, you have seen many truths. Now you must decide which one you want to follow. The promise of the mirror was clear: you had the opportunity to change your destiny, to choose a path based on what you had learned. You headed down a path you hadn't explored before, one that seemed to lead you to a new part of the valley. The path was lined with flowers that changed color with every step you took. You felt drawn to the mystery of that new path, as if the earth itself was calling you. The Forest of Whispers. The path led you into a dense, vibrant forest. Each tree had bark that seemed to whisper words in an ancient language. The atmosphere was heavy with magic and secrets. As you walked further, the whispers became clearer, as if the voices of the trees wanted to tell you something important. Among the trees, you found an enigmatic figure, an old woman with a cloak of leaves and eyes that reflected the light of the stars. She looked at you with a mix of wisdom and kindness. "I've been waiting," she said in a soft voice. "The enchanted mirror and the hellhound have shown you much, but there is something else you must understand. The test of wisdom." The old woman led you to a cabin hidden in the heart of the forest. Inside, there was an ancient, dusty book on a wooden table. "This book contains the story of every choice you have ever made," she explained. "Each page is a path you could have taken. But I will not guide you in what you should do. You must decide which path you want to follow." You opened the book, and as you did, the pages began to glow, revealing stories and destinies. Each story was a possibility, a future that could be yours depending on the choices you made. You felt the weight of each choice, the responsibility of deciding your own destiny. Knowledge and choice. With the book in your hands, you understood that the power of the enchanted mirror was not just to show you the past or the future, but to give you control over your own destiny. The truth you had seen in the mirror was only the beginning. The true power was in your ability to make wise and courageous choices. The old woman smiled and, without another word, disappeared into the mist of the forest. You were left alone with the book, feeling that the responsibility for your life was now in your hands. You had the chance to write your own story, to choose the future you wanted. An uncertain future. As you made your way back to the path that had led you into the forest, you thought of all the possibilities you had seen. Life was a blank canvas, and now you had the paintbrush in your hands. The enchanted mirror and the hellhound had not only shown you what you are, but what you could become. The valley, the cave, and the mirror would still be there, waiting for those who seek to face their own truths. Your journey had led you to a new understanding. The true secret of the enchanted mirror is not the reflection of a predetermined destiny, but the freedom to choose your own path. As you left the forest and returned to your everyday life, you carried with you the wisdom of the valley. You knew that the future would always be uncertain, but you also knew that you had the power to shape it. And so, the adventure continued, not just in the valley, but in every decision you made in your life. The story of the enchanted mirror and the hellhound became a part of you, a lesson that the journey to truth is endless and always full of new opportunities. And so, you embarked on a new chapter, certain that the path to follow is the one you choose.
Y con eso terminamos. Si te gustó este vídeo, asegúrate de suscribirte al canal. Además, te invitamos a ver el siguiente vídeo que te dejamos por aquí, para seguir mejorando tu nivel de inglés a base de práctica y repetición. Nos vemos allí.